Hello, this is Todd Tolson, the Executive Director of the Blind Muse Foundation. I'm a fair-skinned black male with a shaved head and clear-framed glasses. Today I'm wearing a grayish-blue jacket traced with soft salmon plaid stripes, a pink shirt, and blue jeans. The Blind Muse Foundation exists to communicate, educate, and connect communities. It's a mission close to my heart because connection is how change begins. I also have the honor of serving on the Maryland State Rehabilitation Council, a statewide team of professional advocates for Marylanders with disabilities. In this role, my colleagues and I review, analyze, and advise on plans, policy, and consumer satisfaction to enhance the quality and accessibility of vocational rehabilitation services provided by the Division of Rehabilitation Services, or DORS, a part of Maryland State Department of Education. Together, we champion employment, economic self-sufficiency, and independence for individuals with disabilities. But behind every policy and every meeting, there are people, real lives, and the hard work that keeps the mission alive. On August 27th of 2025, we held our annual in-person retreat, a day that brings together voices from across the state to share progress, optimism, and challenges. Usually our meetings are virtual, but this time we met in person for our once-a-year meeting. I had permission to film portions of our retreat so that all Marylanders can see and hear why this council matters and how much DORS does for the people with disabilities every day. This is Sherry Albin, DORS Executive Associate. She was there early. She's a white female with feathered, highlighted hair, brushing her shoulders, wearing a bronze blouse over a black top and black slacks. She is organized and moves with calm precision, making sure that every detail is correct, from nameplates to the meeting folders. Meet Dr. Catherine Jones, our chairperson. She's a white female with long wavy blonde hair, tucked behind her ears, wearing a rose-colored blouse under a dark suit jacket. She greeted us warmly, as she always does. Under her leadership, our council has grown from a handful of members to more than 20 dedicated advocates from across the state. This is Wanda Peel, Program Manager for the Business Relations Branch. She showed up a bit early to assist us in getting the room ready. She's a black female with close-cropped blonde hair, round brown glasses, and a patterned cream blouse with stripes of brown and soft flowers. The conference room formed a U-shaped layout, all tables facing a large projection screen. Each seat bore a name tag adorned with the Maryland State Rehabilitation Council seal. Blue folders at every seat filled with agendas, reports, and notes. The media team checked sound levels, and the Zoom call projected faces of members attending remotely. Squares of light on the screen connecting us across the distance. Our chair, Dr. Jones, opened with a welcoming statement, her voice firm yet warm, setting a tone of collaboration and purpose as she introduces Dr. Eric Bonner, Assistant State Superintendent for the Rehabilitation Services. He took the floor. He's an athletic black male with a close-shaved head, dressed in a navy blue suit and a red tie.
I appreciate it. I am honored and humbled to have the opportunity to be here today. I always say that because every time I'm in front of a room, being able to speak on behalf of DORS, Division of Rehabilitation Services, I'm excited. I get a level of excitement, a little bit of level of nervousness, but I think that's normal as well. But I'm going to tell you, the people in this room are so important, and for you to be able to have the opportunity of being here today is even more important because the work starts here. And so I can do nothing without the people that I work with. I always say that not work for me or work with them, but we work together in collaboration. And so everyone holds a huge part in being here today. And so I want to thank you all. I want to start by thanking Dr. Jones, who chairs this event. And I'm super excited that she had an opportunity to put this together. Hang tags. When I come to something, I don't have to do anything, and I just show up. It is a very nice thing. So I was like, oh, this is nice. Also, I want to also thank Ms. Alvin, who is my executive associate. The work that she does behind the scenes, I'm truly grateful for. She really keeps things going as well. For me, I'm going to tell you that for scheduling, this is a thing today. Sherry knows I like everything printed out, and I didn't have to tell her that today. So everything was like already printed. She was like, "Oh, I have everything here for you." So I'm a very old school. I really don't care about. I want to mark up the document, and so I will do that during the meeting so I can be able to ask questions. And so thank you for that. The next piece I wanted to thank is for the people joining us online as well today. And so thank you all for being here, as well for being a part of the committee and the work that you're doing, and the committee members. Thank you so much, council members. Thank you for being here. This cannot be done without you. Last but not least, I always, you're nothing without a great team. And I have to thank the DORS team as well. The work that they do and the work that they are doing tirelessly for Marylanders. It's starting to get more real the days that are coming here. This week will be Ms. Boone's last week with DORS. And I'm going to tell you the work that she's done. I think I wasn't emotional at first, but I kind of got emotional. I was never emotional in front of people, but I was emotional as when I was in the shower this morning. Because I was like, well, what are you going to say? Again, because you said it all. And you try to think about the things that you didn't say the last time.
Dr. Bonner and Dr. Jones took the moment to present flowers to Jody Boone, Senior Executive Director for Planning, Operations and Field Services, a white female with blonde hair, glasses, and a patterned black and white blouse. Jody was retiring after years of service.
This will be very short and sweet. I'm not going to cry today. For those of you that saw me cry yesterday, I'm not going to today. So I told myself. Just thank you for everyone for being here. I don't even know how many years I've been coming to the SRC meetings. It's been a long time. I have to actually sit down and count. But this is a great group of people. You're all here voluntarily. Some of you are paid to be here because it's part of your job, but most of you are here voluntarily, and just the work that you all do to make sure that we at DORS are, staying on our toes and doing the right thing. It's very important. And I was talking to Dr. Jones earlier, and I was like, compared to where we were 2 years ago, or even a year ago, the SRC has grown, and the passion and everything has just been really great. And I do want to give a shout out to Sherry Alban and to Dr. Jones, because they worked really hard to get to where we are right now. So I want to really give them credit. I'm really going to miss everyone a lot. As Dr. Bonner said, the closer it gets, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to see these people next week. I know I'll talk to them, I'll text and all that stuff, but it's different just being in the room with the camaraderie and everything. So, but just thank you. Thanks for this honor. I really appreciate it.
A white male with salt and pepper hair, neatly cropped beard, wearing a tan cardigan over a brown shirt. On the projection screen, DORS, Agency Performance Measures, SRC Retreat, August 27th, 2025.
Okay. All right. Hello. If you don't know me, my name is Seth Maisley. I'm the staff specialist for program evaluation and aware support with DORS. I'm in the position, I'm filling in for Patrick today. We're going to talk over some performance measures and a brief thing about QA. I'm in the position Patrick was in before he moved up to his current position.
This is Kim Schultz, Director of Communications and Accessibility, a white female with short blonde hair and glasses, wearing a multicolored dress of teal, green, and white flowers. On the screen, the landing page of the MSRC website.
So Erica just told me that I have to welcome back the online crew. Welcome back. If you're online and you didn't hear me make this recommendation earlier, what we're going to be doing now is doing a quick tutorial about the MSRC's website. So if you have the ability on your own device at home or wherever you are. So a little bit of background about the site. The product that is used for this is called SharePoint, and it's the state template. And actually this site was one of the very first sites that was built in this template because it's pretty simple. It's also going to be one of the very first sites to go to what they call the new content management system, or CMS, that the state is implementing. But the way the site works is, and this is similar to the DORS site, the top is sort of your audiences or your basic information. So for the MSRC, it's more basic information. So it's our about, it's how to be a member, it's information about meetings, reports, and resources. And we'll go through all of those. The other thing that this site has is what's called responsive design. If you don't know what that is, it means that when you look at it on something different than a computer screen, it reformats itself. So let's just scroll down a little bit just to show you what. And the reason I decided to do this is something came up at one of our meetings and I got a lot of questions about it afterward. So I thought, well, I wonder how many members have actually looked at the site. So let's spend a little time on it today. So we have the basic belief. The MSR believes that employment is critical to the quality of citizenship and the quality of citizens of Maryland with disabilities, and then it has the mission. Click on this link and we'll go to information about joining. And if you click on this link, it goes to a list of all of our meetings. And then we always have the most recent meeting right on the front. So that's always on the home page. This goes into a little bit more detail about what the MSRC is, about how the governor appoints it. These are the primary roles of the MSRC. And then this is a link to the state plan, which you all have input into when that's done. We have the schedule of the scheduled meetings here, and we also have the DORS 2 public meetings scheduled here, which are actually the MSRC DORS public meetings. So one of the things that the Rehabilitation Services Act, or RSA requires is that we give the public the opportunity to give feedback about our program. So that's an obligation that MSRC and DORS have jointly, and so public meetings have to be scheduled. What the meetings are to sort of look at a higher level of how VR is being administered and make suggestions. So most of the attendees we get at those meetings are usually community rehabilitation providers. And then the annual report. The language out of the Rehabilitation Act calls for the MSRC to prepare and submit an annual report to the governor or appropriate state entity and the commissioner of RSA, and post it to the citizens of Maryland. Gets covered by posting it on the website. So every year you all are required to compose an annual report, and it has to be submitted by December 31st. So it's usually pretty simple. It's usually a letter from the chair, and it talks about, some of the accomplishments, some of the concerns, and then usually includes statistics. And the other statistic that we usually include in this is how much other public outreach we're doing, because DORS does at least 200, and usually more than that, public events a year, and I keep track of that. And David, who's one of my assistants, keeps track of that. But so we can show, yes, we are out in the community, yes, we are getting the good word out. That needs to be included in this report.
Meet Tony March, Director of Office of Blindness and Vision Services. She took a moment to speak about her department and current challenges. She's a white female with dark brown hair, shoulder length, wearing a white dress patterned with black circles.
To be independent. And this year, because of financial constraints, I get about $600,000 a year with 8 frontline staff. That $600,000 doesn't go very far. In previous years, because we were flush with VR money, I would get approximately $1 million, $1.5 million through program income. I'm no longer getting that. So, in effect, I have $0 for services. I have enough money to cover my staff and the services they provide directly, but I'm no longer able to purchase services for my consumers. It's left quite a deficit for older Americans, or older Marylanders with vision impairment.
Some of our members joined us virtually. On the screen, one box shows a raised hand icon next to the letter P, another with the view of the conference room. Gallant Business Solutions was a virtual attendee also. A black male with a neatly trimmed beard wearing a royal blue shirt patterned with light blue geometric shapes. This hybrid format reminds us that no matter where we are, across the state or across the screen, our mission connects passionate advocates for disabled Marylanders.
We've been working with Maryland DORS for about since 2018, and before that, as a firm, providing employment services. And before that, I was a job coach all the way back to 2009. In all that time, one of the things that we've always done is try to elevate the value of the service we provide through technology. Whether that's embedded technology in the way we provide services or optimizing like our processes to make sure that we are focusing more on services, like time spent on service versus like time spent on all the coordination that has to happen. So in that, we do have a lot of meetings with the DORS counselors that we, all the different DORS counselors and several officers that we work with, and several times that I've brought up a lot of ideas on how we can maybe streamline some things or enhance some process using technology or automation. I've kind of been directed to this council, so that's kind of why, that was my motivation to join, because I was advised that my ideas would be better served speaking to the council versus the DORS councils.
Thank you. We appreciate your time. You're dedicated.
DORS, the Division of Rehabilitation Services, has spent decades helping Marylanders with disabilities find meaningful employment and live independently. The MSRC, our council, acts as the voice of the people, advising DORS on policy, accessibility, and improvement. We advocate not just for resources, but for recognition, for a system that sees ability, not limitation. Each success story we hear, each person who secures a job, learns a skill or regains independence. They become a ripple that strengthens our entire community. And here's what's so often unseen or unheard, at the federal level and among the public. When a person completes the DORS program, they don't just get a job, they become a taxpayer, a contributor to society, rather than a benefactor of the system. Every rehabilitation success turns dependency into productivity. Every job placement grows Maryland's economy. This isn't charity, it's an investment in human potential. The day ended with a group photo. The members present in the photo are as follows. Front row from left to right, Samantha McGinley, Sherry Albin, Beth Lash, Marlo Lim, Wanda Peel, Tony March, Megan Glaze Keller, Dr. Eric Bonner, Marlo Friedman, Chandra Smith. Back row from left to right, L.A. Ben, Seth Masley, Todd Tolson, Christina Richards, Tom Liniak, Christian Patterson, Michelle Hamlin, Dr. Catherine Jones, Kimberly Schultz, Jody Boone, and Neil Christopher. We applaud and celebrate DORS for decades of commitment to the disability community by helping people overcome barriers, access opportunity, and reclaim their independence. The MSRC will continue to stand beside them, guiding, advocating, and amplifying the voices that often go unheard. Because rehabilitation is more than recovery, it's renewal. It's the transformation of challenge into contribution and of silence into strength. This is Todd Tolson with the Blind Mies Foundation, proud to serve, proud to witness, and proud to share the story of how Maryland changes lives every day.